Welcome to the Saloon of Waco. Big blind is $30.
Phew, that's a lot to bet.
The gentleman calls.
That's it. Those chips are mine.
A new player has joined the table.
Fold.
Wow, I'm shaking.
The gentleman calls.
I must fold.
The gentleman calls.
I'm raising.
The gentleman calls.
Check.
Check.
Fold. I fold.
I fold.
The gentleman wins $872.
That's a lot to bet. I fold.
The gentleman calls.
Fold.
Check. Raise.
I am the winner.
The big blind is raised to $50. The gentleman calls.
I fold.
The gentleman calls. The flop.
Check.
I fold.
I fold.
Player checks. The gentleman calls. River. Player checks. The gentleman calls. The gentleman wins $3,368.
Fold. I fold.
Raise.
I fold. I fold.
Fold.
The gentleman wins $1,023.
I fold.
I raise.
Give me the chips.
The miss wins $783.
Fold.
The lady calls.
I raise.
I got you.
The big blind is raised to $100. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls. The flop.
Check.
Fold. I
Fold.
The gentleman wins $550.
I fold.
The gentleman calls.
I fold.
Check.
The flop.
I raise.
I check.
I raise.
Hey, I'm doing pretty well.
Fold. I
Oh,
raise.
fold.
I
Fold.
The gentleman calls.
Fold.
The flop. All in with $385. River.
I knew I was good.
The gentleman calls.
I
Fold.
Fold.
Fold. I do well. Very well.
Player has left the table. The big blind is raised to $150.
Wow. Yeah, I raise.
I fold.
Fold.
I fold. fold.
I fold. That's a lot to bet.
I fold.
Wow. I'm
I
shaking.
fold.
I fold.
The gentleman calls.
I raise.
Fold.
All in with $1,279.
I'm the winner. I fold.
Fold.
All in $143. The miss calls.
Check. Raise.
Fold.
The river.
That's a lot to bet.
The gentleman calls.
Fold.
The gentleman calls.
I raise.
All in $419. The flop.
I check.
I raise.
The gentleman wins $7,800. The big blind is raised to $200.
Raise,
Oh,
please.
goodness. I am
Fold.
shaking.
Fold.
Fold.
Turn. River.
That's a lot to bet. I fold.
I fold.
I'm the winner.
I fold.
I fold.
I knew I was good.
The madam calls. The gentleman wins 10. This player is out of money. Has left the table. The big blind is raised to $400. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
I fold.
Fold. I raise.
Flop.
I raise.
I fold.
I fold.
River.
I got you.
Welcome to the Saloon of Waco. Big blind is $30. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
Fold.
I fold.
I fold.
I
I
fold.
fold.
I raise, por favor.
The gentleman calls.
Caramba. I fold.
The gentleman wins $2,116.
Fold, I fold.
Fold.
The madam calls. The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls. The flop.
I'll check.
Player checks. Turn.
Check.
River.
Raise.
I fold.
I fold.
I knew I was good.
The lady calls.
I raise. I am the winner.
The gentleman wins $683. The big blind is raised to $50.
Fold.
Sorry, I won.
Player has left the table.
Fold.
The miss calls. The gentleman calls.
I fold.
Oh, that's a lot.
I
to
raise the
bet.
fold.
That's a lot to bet.
Fold.
Fold.
The flop. The river.
I raise.
I fold.
I fold.
Fold.
The gentleman wins $1,119.
Fold.
I
I
fold.
fold.
The gentleman calls.
I fold.
Check.
Raise.
I fold.
The gentleman calls. Turn.
I check.
I win.
The big blind is raised to $100.
I fold.
The gentleman calls.
Fold.
The gentleman calls. The flop.
Well, check. Hold, I fold.
I check.
The river.
These are real skills.
I got it.
The gentleman wins $880.
I fold.
The lady calls.
Raise.
I fold.
That's a lot to bet.
I fold.
Fold.
The gentleman wins $1,404.
I fold.
Fold.
Raise.
The gentleman calls.
Fold.
All in $394.
I check.
All in with $3,016. This player is out of money. Has left the table. A new player has joined the table. The big blind is raised to $150. The lady calls. The gentleman wins $4,094.
Raise. Raise.
I fold.
Hold, I
Fold.
fold.
The gentleman wins $2,931.
I got you.
The lady calls. The gentleman calls. Player checks.
I check.
I fold.
The gentleman calls. Turn.
Raise.
check.
Player checks. The miss wins $4,387. The big blind is raised to $200.
Fold.
I raise.
I win. Fold.
I raise. Man, I'm good.
A new player has joined the table.
Fold.
Fold.
Raise.
Fold.
I fold.
All in $498. Flop.
Fold.
I fold.
River. The gentleman wins $2,292.
Fold.
I fold. That's a lot to bet.
Check. I check. Raise.
Sorry, I won.
The big blind is raised to $400.
I win.
The gentleman calls. The madam calls.
I fold.
Raise.
I fold.
The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls. The flop.
I raise.
The gentleman calls. Turn.
Raise.
I'm the winner.
Player has left the table.
Fold.
I fold.
I fold.
The flop.
I
I
check.
raise. Sorry, I won.
The gentleman calls.
Raise.
I fold.
These are real skills.
The big blind is raised to $600.
Wow, I'm shaking.
I fold.
Fold.
I raise.
The gentleman calls. The flop.
I raise.
Turn.
I fold.
The river. The gentleman wins $8,019.
Fold.
All in with $546.
I check.
Fold.
I raise.
The gentleman calls. River. All in with $2,390. The gentleman wins $342.
Fold.
I fold.
I check. I check. That's a lot to bet. Give me the chips.
The gentleman wins $1,500.
Fold.
Raise. I fold.
River.
Raise. Look out for me.
The big blind is raised to $800.
Fold.
I'm the winner.
The gentleman calls.
Ford.
All in with $7,153.
Sorry, I won.
Now fold.
All in 2,300.
Check, please.
I raise.
I must fold.
I got you. Give me the chips.
The gentleman wins $5,997. The big blind is raised to $1,200.
Look at me.
The gentleman calls. All in with $3,270.
I check.
Raise, please.
All in with $15,172. This player is out of money. Has left the table.